I took half of these wood skis and turned them into this bow. Now, you might think that this bow was a failure because it doesn't shoot. Well, consider it a little art piece, if you will. Consider it a collection item for myself. But what you may not have recognized is that this is the first riser I have built for myself that shoots left-handed. So today, we're gonna retrofit different limbs to this riser so that I can have a daily driver. And for these limbs, I'm gonna use them as decoration. Now in the last video I said, and I'm going to make $14 on AdSense from this video to prove Mrs. Strout wrong. And I was nearly right. But we went big in this last video. We made a lot of money, $31. And the odd thing about that is that that last video should not have made very much money. But the reason it made more money is because I got paid more per view. And I think the reason I got paid more per view is because I talked about money in the video. I can fit these limbs to this riser and I can have a great shooting bow that fits me and my new style of shooting left-handed. Now the pin and the bolt locations are slightly different than they were, so we're gonna need to change that. I spent 35 hours making the last video, and I spent about $300 on materials for that video. For my hourly rate, I made about $1 an hour, and then with the $300 I spent, that means for 34 hours of work, I lost $270. So this is a test to see if actually talking about money makes a difference. Forgive me, but if I randomly start yelling things out like profit, money, super cheap, well, I'm just testing the YouTube system. So to put these limbs on the riser, I can put the pin right through here and see how far off we are from the limb bolt. You can notice that the edge of my hole is in the middle of where the limb bolt needs to go. So as it stands, what we need to do is move this piece towards the edge. And fitting the limbs to this bow, it will allow me to shoot it, and that should increase my social currency, and people will think of me in a more profitable way. I don't glue these pins in for this exact reason, in case I need to make an adjustment, because this is a locator pin. So the purpose is so that the limb doesn't go side to side. It doesn't hold any structural strength. Nice. I've got some more of that same wood right here, so let's use this. I ruined my last bandsaw blade on the last video. Need to get some more. Oh, maybe $340 for the last video. Yeah, that looks good. You know, I find it to be just such a good investment to build a bow properly because it will last the rest of your life. A good example is the Osage bow I built 4 years ago, and it turned out that bow was extremely profitable because it was from natural materials and it got a few 100,000 views. Next, we grab the calipers and measure the exact distance, but rather than guessing the center of the hole, I'll measure both edges of the hole. Then from there, I can be more accurate. This will turn this bow from a liability into an asset. I use a scratch awl to be precise. I lock down the calipers and then punch my hole. This should give me a better ROI on my time, and hopefully when I shoot later on, it'll pay dividends with my accuracy. Now that I've gone inside to inside, I can put my calipers inside the hole. And then on the bow, I'll be able to mark the other edge of the hole. I can also take this number, I have it in millimeters for some reason, but move it down in half, lock it in place, and then measure over and be able to punch the very center of the exact location I need. This is the one part of making a bow that I have not improved or systemized, because I still come over here every single time with a level and adjust the table, lock it in place. Then I put the drill bit in. The problem with not using jigs or not building out systems is it just inflates the problem always. It compounds over and over again, because one little piece will be slightly tilted and then the next piece is completely off, and it's like a negative compounding effect, just rotting your credit. It's like having a mortgage that is such a high interest rate that you end up paying 3 times the amount on interest than you do on principal. And it's the same thing here. If you make one mistake, then it compounds to the next mistake. You get an hour down the road and then you have to restart and go all the way backwards. So I guess what I'm saying is the lack of systems is a lot like a HELOC. Okay, the moment of truth, please. Oh boy. Oh. It fits. Let's go. If this works first try, I'll be very happy. Oh, no way. No way. This is giving me a headache, but this looks like it worked. Next is finding the bowstring that fits. Seems good here. Yeah. Yes! Oh man, this style of bow is the best. But something I noticed since I haven't shot this is I don't like how the handle feels. So I'm gonna reshape the handle a little bit. I'm also going to put felt in here to reduce the noise. I did a fast drying poly as that cures. Let's put some felt on the limbs. And you can just do one side. You could do the riser or you could do the limbs. But I like to do both. I think it does add a little bit of quietness. Okay, let's get a reading on draw weight. Yeah, it's that line. Oh, perfect. Yeah, right about 44. Yeah, we have actually a pretty strong positive tiller, but that's not a problem if it shoots good. The only lefty I've had recently is that Black Hunter 35 pounder. So moving up to a 45 pound bow, 10 more pounds. Let's see how it goes. Let's go shoot this. This is not a common draw weight for me, so I'm gonna warm up a little bit. I tweak my neck sometimes when I go too heavy without warming up. And I know it's only 45 pounds, but do you know what I haven't ever really done? Shot a 45 pound bow, lefty. Let's add an arrow rest. This is not a joke. This might be the only thing serious I've said all video. Genuinely, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me when you guys let me know when you enjoy the videos. It's a pretty special thing. Noticeably faster than the 35 pound bow, and it shot smooth. I can definitely tell I'm gonna need some practice with a heavier draw weight bow, but how did it turn out? I think it turned great. The snow ski was not a complete failure.
Got a full-time job, though no one pays me.